Alrighty guys, well, didn't know my exact plan heading back, which is why I'm not recording this with the rod in my hand, but awesome day in the Everglades. Cannot be more thankful. Just gotta thank God to be able to get out here. Time to get to the ramp. The more I fish the Everglades, the less I want to fish anywhere else. From people I know who have fished this area for much longer than I have, this is often the case. It's addicting. The challenge of finding a spot among thousands of lines and islands, the thought that you're in complete isolation, no service, few other boats, lots of opportunity. I find myself diving into the history, watching old Walker's Cay episodes, listening to Flip show us spectators what this ecosystem was like 30 years ago.
Oh man, my first cast.
My goal with each and every one of these Everglades videos is to try and capture what so many people have before me, and share the stories along the way with you guys.
This is a nice snook, guys. He's slot for sure. Beautiful snook right there. I think it's a massive snook. Beautiful Everglades redfish right there. Look at that. Beautiful spots right there. Such a gorgeous fish, man. These just rolled straight ahead. There he is. Oh my God, that's so cool. That is absurd, guys. What is happening? Oh my goodness.
You can't ask for much more coming out here, kind of fishing from midday on. I think one of my favorite parts about fishing the Everglades is probably the long drive across 41. That may sound kind of funny, but it's an hour to where I can check the tides one last time, I can finalize my game plan for the day, and just look out over the miles of sawgrass and swamp. Then once we get to the ramp, it's game on and we are ready to go get on some fish. Alrighty guys, well, we are back in the Everglades. Awesome day ahead of us. Cannot wait, gonna be awesome. Got out here a lot earlier than last time. If you guys watched my last video, we got on some good fish and we did not have that much time to fish. Today we got about 4 more hours. I casted my first line last trip at about 4 o'clock. It's 12:50 right now. So with that being said, today the name of the game is exploring. Gonna explore a bunch. I'm starting to come down here a lot more. It's summertime. Water temp is 89 degrees on the outside. I'm on the Gulf side right now, just headed south and just stopping at some spots I saw on Google Earth and whatever. Some points that this water's pushed up to. Got some oysters, got some mangrove lines. And I think in summertime, I am gonna be throwing the 3-inch swim bait, NLBN, and I think it's gonna get the job done. Throwing it on a 4000 Stratic with a Banshee medium heavy, a little bit of a backbone to get some of these fish out of here. But anyways, believe it or not, mosquitoes, I'm getting bit on my back right now at 12:50. The mosquitoes are unreal down here. But with that being said, we're gonna get after it. Let's get on some fish, and yeah, name of the game's exploring today. We're gonna be exploring the glades, trying to get on some nice fish, so let's get on it.
Just gonna be skipping these lines. It's pretty deep, it's like 4 feet here. I'm gonna let it sink a little bit and then reel. I will say, I do not have a net today, which might be an L. Yeah, if you guys like these Everglades videos, let me know. I love fishing down here. It's always a great time. It's very, like, it's a crazy, obviously it's not like any other place I fish. It's like there's so much to explore. I feel like I could fish here every day for the rest of my life and still not explore everything. It's crazy. Hoping we can get a big redfish or a snook for you guys today. If you guys haven't seen the last video, go check it out. Two videos ago I hit the Everglades, got a slot snook, explored on a quick trip, and honestly that was one of the more fun videos I've made. I really enjoyed it. I think you guys will too if you haven't seen it. And then, especially if you're watching this video, you probably like Everglades stuff. Another thing too is if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, because we're gaining subscribers slow and steady, and it helps me out a ton. And I'm gonna be cranking out these videos 2 a week is my goal. If you like artificial fishing, that's the name of the game right here. I love artificial. I also don't hate a gulp shrimp right now, just based on the fact you can kind of have it in that strike zone a lot longer. Like if I can cast it up in these sticks and in this shadow line, I can kind of twitch it, have it working around, has some scent to it. So I might switch to that soon.
And that's exactly what I did. After 30 minutes of no luck, I decided to switch to a bait that would work closer to the bottom, along these deeper mangrove lines. After giving the NLBN its fair shot, I decided to make the smart decision and switch to the 3-inch gulp, and that really set the tone for the rest of the day. Alrighty guys, so we're switching to a gulp shrimp, 3-inch natural shrimp color on a 1/8 ounce Z-Man jig head. This is my go-to. I mean, if you guys have been watching this channel, I don't think there's anything that this thing does not catch. And it's been slow so far. I'm gonna give this a rip on the 3500 slammer, Mojo inshore, medium, and we're gonna get after him. Let's go.
It's funny, like this type of fishing, you just got to make cast after cast after cast, trying to place it in like the best spot you can, and you just hope that sooner or later one of them pays off, you know what I mean? All right guys, this cut, honestly, I am very excited. It looks extremely good. We have some stuff, some water that should be pouring out from back here, and we got some kind of like sandy, almost like sandy bottom right here. Obviously I'm looking for that big fish, but at the end of the day, man, like get some numbers in the boat exploring, lets you know that it's a spot that, you know, could hold some big ones in the future. And I think the gulp shrimp is the bait to do that. This thing can get it up there, can kind of work its way around. If you have some touch, you can kind of work it around some trouble like I'm in right now. And so it really allows you to kind of be risky, get it in there. We're starting to work towards, you can see a bunch of white water here. It's because that tide just started outgoing from like 5.0 out. So water is going to be pouring out of here. It's always tough to know in like the Everglades. I don't fish down here enough, and I know it's a super hard place to fish. But typically, I mean, it looks good. We have some water movement. Who knows? But my guess is we might have a shot. So, God, the amount of water dumping out of here is just insane. You can just see the white water coming out of here. There's a bunch of these bays back here. There's creeks and bays that just lead to the middle of nowhere, and it all just dumps out of these. It ends up just dumping out of them. And typically it's a decent place to find some fish, but sometimes they can surprise you. Sometimes you end up not finding fish. It is so pretty though, man. Like it's literally just like a bay back in there. Water just dumping out. So awesome. You don't really see that other places, you know what I mean?
As I was grinding it out midday, I couldn't help but stop and admire the beauty down there. The coastline has so many cool looking lines. These mangroves were like something out of a cool painting.
Those mangroves are unreal, man. Look at those. Looks like they're reaching their arms down, trying to touch the water, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. If I had to show someone who has never really fished South Florida, the Everglades maybe in particular, kind of what you look for snook, I would literally, in the summertime snook, I would draw a picture of that or show them a picture of that. It's just like you're on like the coast, you got the beach, the water is as cool as it can get this time of year, but it's still upper 80s. You have water dumping out, you have bait fish. I mean, we have like glass minnows swimming around. We're gonna pull one out of here, just watch.
After about 2 hours of fishing, we were officially in the midday slump. I decided to make the move and run about 10 more minutes south towards the main river mouth, which ended up changing the whole day around.
All right, guys, well, back to it. Literally just ran a couple miles south, not far from the last spot, but you already know what we're doing. We're exploring. We're exploring the Everglades, trying to get on some fish. It's got some nice mangroves here, some shadows, which I like. It's obviously really hot. Whenever the fish are tough to get, it's been a tough day. Don't complicate things. Just keep throwing a 3-inch gulp. I don't think you can go wrong. This water is very, very stained. It's a nice redfish right there. I just saw a nice redfish. I just started the GoPro back up. Obviously, right when the GoPro goes off, I get slammed by a massive snook, but I just put it back up. This is a nice snook, guys. I don't got a net. Power poles are down. I don't got a net, gonna have to grab him. He's slot for sure. Come on, buddy. Okay. Got him. Oh, nice snook. There we go, guys. That's why you keep fighting. That's why you guys keep fighting, guys. Beautiful snook right there. Look at that hook set. He was not coming off. Perfect hook set. Beautiful snook right there, guys. Beautiful snook. He crushed it. Big mouth on him. Beautiful Everglades snook. Let's get him back in the water. There we go. There we go. Guys, it is the thing that's insane about fishing to me, especially down here, is just how quick things can change. I mean, we were struggling. We were on the struggle bus. I admitted it. And, you know, it's almost 3 o'clock. So we've been fishing for about 2.5, 3 hours. And, I mean, I'm literally sitting here working this line. Slow day so far. Literally, that's my first fish I've caught, and it's a 28-inch slot snook. And I'm working this line, and it's just like, I saw a redfish back here. I had high hopes for the spot. There, you know, the water is really tan. It's like stained, very pretty area. And all of a sudden, like, you're literally my GoPro that's up there, it dies, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, gosh, dude, like nothing's going right. You know, GoPro's dying, or it overheated. GoPro overheating and stuff. And then literally in my head, I'm like, watch, it went out. I'm gonna hook a snook. This thing, I hear it go out. And I literally cast, and I get hit, set the hook. It is a heavy fish. He comes up, knew it was a slot snook instantly. I honestly thought he was bigger than he was. He starts jumping. He takes me back there. I'm in the middle of the boat, so I'm like, you know, while I'm at it, I turned the GoPro on. Should have gotten some of the fight, but either way, the best video is probably from this. Anyways, he's jumping, whatever, perfectly hooked. I mean, these Z-Mans, it was a perfect hook set with this, right in the top of the mouth. I'm barely afraid. I was able to grab them. It was kind of sketchy without having a net. It's like grabbing those fish. I would have landed them probably 20 seconds earlier if I had a net. So it's tough. You know, it's like I'm just waiting till I lose the fish doing that. But was able to just grab them in my hand, get them in the boat, measured them real quick, and then released them. And should have gotten a cool release video on him. He swam off good. This water is kind of clear, so I'm not too worried about sharks, whatever. But even then, I'm holding him and I'm looking. I'm ready to snatch my hand out of the water. But awesome. I'm gonna re-rig, freight up. Do not want to mess with that. And let's get back to it. But awesome first fish, slot fish in the Everglades. Cannot get better than that. We can't catch a bigger one though, and I think we have a shot. So let's keep going. 3 o'clock. Day's gonna continue to get better, and I am hype. Let's go, guys. Yeah, guys. Like I said earlier, he crushed it. These are amazing. I love these 3-inch natural shrimp color gulps. They are awesome. Gonna throw another one back on, and we're gonna get to it. And honestly, I have good hopes, guys. I think we're gonna get on some more fish. Honestly, if there's a time to do it, I think it's within the next couple hours, and then the tide starts going out, and I'm gonna have to move back into the backwaters. And I like my luck more out here than back in there, but we'll see what happens. Wow, this thing is seen better days. Doesn't get much better than that right there. Let's get on them. All right, guys, well, you know what? I'll take it back. Earlier I said I want some quantity. That one felt good. If I can get a couple more like that, I'll call it a day. I don't really care about the little snook. Although anything is appreciated. I'm never gonna get cocky or arrogant down here. I'll take any fish I can get. I honestly thought it was a big redfish. Yeah, the reason my GoPro's, oh, that was a nice fish, guys. I think that was a nice fish. These mosquitoes are getting bad. I might need to put on some more bug spray. Yeah, that was a decent little fish, I think, in there. That another good snook. It's another good snook, guys. I don't think he's as big. Oh my gosh, come on. Guys, this area is insane. I don't think he was as big, but he was definitely probably 26-ish. He was fat. That hook was outside. He came up, shook it. That is the second big snook I've had on in literally a span of 20 feet. Something tells me there might have been more than one too, because I had a decent hit underneath that tree where I felt him. I don't think it was the same fish. I doubt he would have came back. My guess is there might be a decent amount of little nice snook cruising this line. That was the second one. Almost the same size. Could have been bigger. I don't, you know what I mean? Little mangrove snapper. These guys are cool. I mean, he looks like a little like bandit. It's funny. Look at his eyes. He has a little stripe. I'm gonna work all this super slow. This looks money. Got some shadows. If it's anything like the last line, I think we'll find another big snook cruising this. Looks like snook territory. There we go. Widening the species. Oh my gosh, the colors on this, man. Guys, beautiful redfish right there. Beautiful redfish. He's a small guy. Look at the colors on him. Look at that tail. Beautiful redfish. Anyways, we're gonna get him back in the water. Beautiful fish. I don't know if you guys can tell, but he was very bloody. Hooked him in the throat, and when you hook the, I mean, I don't know why it's been happening, but hooking redfish in the throat, it can be tough for them. They're tough fish, so hopefully he swam off well. I was gonna keep him. I would have just thrown him in the cooler and kept him, but he wasn't even 18. So if you guys following the channel, you know me. I never keep fish. I'm not a fan of keeping snook, keeping redfish with like the stuff that's happened in the past with the red tides and the freeze and all that stuff. I'm just not a fan of it myself personally, but obviously one like that, you know, he swam off strong, and he looked fine. He swam off strong, but he also was bleeding a good bit. You kind of wish you would have been able to just keep it, you know what I mean? At least bring it home, feed some people, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just got to pray that he swam off good, and he should be fine. But super pretty fish. He was so golden. Now we just need a trout, little backwater Everglades slam. Yeah, that was a awesome fish, guys. One of my favorite things about fishing the Everglades, honestly, is seeing the difference in colors of these fish. Like, we're at a river mouth right now, so there's a bunch of backwater water coming back here, like that tannic, very dark water. But then, like, you'll be fishing more of the coastline, just right out here to the left. It could be a difference of 200 yards, and you'll start getting into fish that are a little more white. The snook, if you watched that video, go back and watch it from last week. That 28-inch snook compared to that one had some yellow in them. That 28-inch snook was completely white, you know what I mean? It's really cool. But that's one of my favorite things about fishing back here. That redfish was literally a goldfish. But anyways, we're gonna go fish more, keep fishing this line. There's some fish here, and we'll get on them. Alrighty, guys, well, we are getting on them. That was a pretty little fish, guys. I think it's a massive snook or big redfish, I don't know. Big redfish, guys, nice redfish. Guys, we are on them. Not as big as I thought. Not as big as I thought, but nice redfish, guys. I will never complain about a fish like this. I will never complain about a fish this size. Look at that, perfect hook set. Oh my goodness, I was wondering if that was gonna make a difference. Second cast with the 3/16 ounce. Beautiful, beautiful Everglades redfish right there. Look at that. One spot there, beautiful spots right there. Such a gorgeous fish, man. These fish are so beautiful. He's probably 20 something inches. Nothing crazy, but beautiful fish. Let's let him go. guys, it just keep fishing. I mean, in the matter of 30 minutes, we went from having 0 fish to a slot snook, missing another almost slot snook, 2 redfish in the boat. So just gonna keep grinding. We got a lot more time. Storms are starting to show up a little bit maybe, but that's not gonna detour me. We're gonna get on them. Let's go. I'm hype. I think hopefully I have some more natural shrimp. All right, so I'm out of natural shrimp color. I think I'm gonna throw root beer with chartreuse. Beautiful color right there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. All right, so first of all, gonna throw this root beer and chartreuse now. But not gonna lie, when he first hit that, guys, I thought I was on with a monster snook. He kind of came up, almost looked like he tried to breach. Whew, my heart started pumping. And then my mind went to big redfish. He wasn't small, but he wasn't big. He was 21 inches probably. Beautiful redfish. It's been a minute since I've gotten some redfish. I guess I got some last video, but in the Everglades, like last trip, I didn't get any redfish, I don't think. I want to hook a massive snook, man. I feel it. I feel it in the air. It's like always so neat. Like I wonder where that leads. You know what I mean? You can see it kind of opens up back there. Stuff's pouring out from even just this regular line right here. It's always cool when you get stuck and it gives you a reason to go in, because now I kind of have a feeling for what it looks like, and it's almost like a mangrove line. It's all kind of sand, some stumps and all that, but what I like about it is it seems to drop off a bit. Like I saw some sheep's head and stuff. Usually when I see some sheep's head, the spots, there's usually other fish like snook and reds. I don't know why. I think it's because sheep's head, they always, I mean, they love eating life. Crabs, crustaceans and all that. It is 3:30. Another decent little red. Right up in the mangroves. That's our third one of the day. Wow, he is a fat one right there. Woo! Look at that one. They're getting bigger. He is fat. You guys can see right there. You guys can see he's got some stomach to him. He's a fat one, probably 22. Beautiful redfish, orange color. Beautiful fish. Well guys, I don't think it gets much better than this. Seriously, there's something, I don't know what it is. I think it's the amount of water. Like when you fish places like back home, I'm from Naples. When I fish places closer to home, there's only so many places you can fish, you know what I mean? And there's something like when you're coming out here to the Everglades and you're exploring and you find some spots and you know, I mean, you run an hour by car, drive 30 minutes plus by boat. It's like there's something very rewarding about when you find some fish that isn't like going and fishing residential, like catching a slot snook. I can catch a snook bigger than that using cut bait or in a residential area, you know what I mean, fishing docks, like all this stuff that you see other people do. And it's obviously very fun, very effective, but I always need my fix of exploring artificial down here in the Everglades. There's nothing like it. Yeah, these lines are just awesome. It's just, this tide's gonna be ripping out. It already is, but we don't have a whole lot more time to keep fishing these areas. So I wanna make the most of it. Yeah, if you guys are watching this video, I appreciate you guys, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I think this is gonna be an awesome video. Obviously, haven't started editing it yet. I'm still fishing, but It always is fun when you catch some fish. It's fun filming them, you know what I mean? It's like watching them back is always an awesome time. You kind of relive the trip a little bit. But editing, it's always fun, kind of trying to tell a story of how the day went. Hopefully I can show that to you guys. If you're watching this, hopefully you're enjoying it, enjoying the trip.
After getting 3 nice redfish into slot snook, it was time to make a move. The water started to run out faster than I'd like, and storms started to move in. So I decided to dodge some storms, run up one of the main rivers, and hopefully find some more awesome fish in the backcountry.
Alrighty. Woo. Okay, well, as you can see, storms over there. That's towards the ramp, and there's not really much over there, so I'm gonna try to just fish for like 10 minutes here, maybe even 20, I don't know. I'm guessing the storm, I mean, the wind's coming towards me, so I'm assuming the storm's coming towards me, but as of right now, we're chilling. Am starting to, whenever I get spotty service though, there is some text from my loved ones, but gonna see if we can't get any fish. I'm just casting this mangrove line. There's not much current, but I know there's some fish here. Had some luck before in my past videos, I think. Here I'm gonna throw this swim bait. It's a little deep, but I'm just gonna throw the swim bait, let it sink a little bit.
The time to our trip was winding down for sure. Storms were closing in, and it was also just starting to get later in the day where I needed to make the run back to the ramp. I decided to grind it out and continue to fish, as I had high hopes that that one spot wouldn't be where all of our fish came from. Sure enough, one of the most epic things that's ever happened to me in the backwaters occurred.
Tarpon just rolled straight ahead. 100% a tarpon. Sounded exactly like one. I don't know how big he was. There he is. Oh my God, that's so cool. He's a little guy. Yeah, I knew I saw one roll, man. Oh, Mo, look at that. That is absurd, guys. What is happening? Oh my goodness. Guys, 10-pound tarpon, had him on, jumps in the boat. Thankfully, he didn't get banged up at all. He jumped in the boat and just flopped right off the back. That was so sick. Oh my God, I'm gonna put my camera back. These GoPros are fine, but guys, that tarpon was so dark. He jumped in the boat. Oh my gosh. He ate it right at the boat too, guys. That was so cool. I bowed to him when he jumped and he literally landed in the boat. That is unreal. I knew I saw one roll. I didn't see one. I knew I heard one roll. You know what I'm talking about. Tarpon, when they roll, they have that like the little, that noise. It's hilarious. I've caught basically everything you can in the Everglades, besides a trout. That was so cool. Nice quick release. A little rain never hurt anyone, especially after that. I mean, kind of forced to stay a little bit longer after that happens. That was so cool. That was my first cast at him too. I heard him roll. I just bombed it. That's where, I'm telling you, this 7'6", when you're throwing swim baits, I don't think there's a better rod. Yeah, on the NLBN 3, and she killed it, man. That was so cool. He ate it right at the boat. I mean, he smoked it, man. And there was obviously a lot of commotion going on. Like back here in the Everglades, when you're like fishing some other places I fish, you know there's a limit to how big they get back there, or like how big they are hanging out back there, you know what I mean? But I mean, in the Everglades, man, you'll have some 100+ pounders, residential tarpon, just be sitting back in bays like this. Maybe not as much this time of year. I don't know much about tarpon. All I know is that I know that's true. I don't know how many big ones are sitting back here this time of year. It's obviously really hot, but I know in wintertime I've seen them. There's some big ones. Yeah, I had no clue what to expect when he jumped. Obviously he was a small one, but even like a 40 or 50 pounder easily could have been that big if there's 100% some that size swimming around in this area, you know what I mean? I should probably get out of here though, because I will say towards the ramp it looks like there's some more nonsense. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. First of all, he's extremely warm. Second of all, look how dark he is. When you catch snook this size, you really realize how pretty they are. But look at him. Beautiful line, so dark. He's gonna be a big one day, hopefully. The smaller ones always have the prettiest colors. It's one of the tinier snook I've ever caught. Another little guy. Gosh, dude, these fish are so warm. I mean, it makes sense because the water temperature is 90 degrees, but it's just crazy feeling them this warm. Pretty little guy. Whee! All right, well, there's some here. We just got to find a big one. Oh, they're right there. It's back-to-back casts. Oh my gosh, I almost went 3-peat. Yeah, this is a good time to ask it since I'm stuck. Since that tarpon landed in the boat when the hook came off, does that technically mean I caught him? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not counting that. That's hilarious. But technically, I mean, dude, like, that is pretty funny.
After an absolutely insane tarpon eat, that was just something that I've never seen before, and catching a couple little snook, I decided to start heading back to the ramp and mark today as a W in the win column. While I was running, I was just taking in the beautiful surroundings around me and just trying to be appreciative of being blessed enough to have a boat to be able to go down there and live close enough to be able to take advantage of this awesome ecosystem. Alrighty guys, well, didn't know my exact plan heading back, which is why I'm not recording this with a rod in my hand, but awesome day in the Everglades. Cannot be more thankful. Just gotta thank God to be able to get out here. It's just an awesome time anytime you can. Got a beautiful sunset behind me. I'll let the camera cook real quick. Awesome. It is about 7:30, so technically I could fish for another hour or so, but the tide's getting super low at the ramp. Just want to get back, get home. I haven't eaten since 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm pretty down bad right now. But awesome day. The name of the game was the outside points, the creek mouth or the river mouths. That one spot at the river mouths that was unreal. I got a slot snook, another big snook on, caught 5 redfish, probably within like a 30 to 45 minute period. So that was pretty nuts. Yeah, awesome day. Cannot be more grateful and more. You can't ask for much more. Coming out here late, kind of fishing from midday on. Didn't get messed up by any storms either, which is always a good sign. We had them around for sure, as you guys saw, but they didn't mess with the egret today. Gulp shrimp and the NLBN 3-inch were the keys today. I love artificial fishing. There's some thunder. I love artificial. It's the best. Cannot be more fun. Nothing more fun. Maybe fly, but to me, artificial is awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna get back, go through this river, get back in the truck, get back at the ramp. I'll see you guys when we're back at the ramp. I appreciate you guys. If you guys like this video and you're not subscribed, go subscribe. It helps me out a lot, makes me feel good about myself. And no, but seriously, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, helps the channel out. It makes trips like this possible without just completely obliterating my wallet. But anyways, appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. If you guys watch this, you're a beast. I appreciate you more than you know. And with that being said, time to get to the ramp. God bless.